Okay, I am back again today. Well, I still remain Usaizwa Anthony Elimihe. Okay, so today, I want to take up the discussion from where we left it off the last time when we had a series on inner stability. But I'm asking myself, is there a possibility of inner stability when there is consistent complaints and consistent need to have to explain yourself to people over your actions? I don't think it is, because stability from the inside is an inner statement that is felt outside, which says, I am responsible for me. Nobody else is. The way the situation of Nigeria has made every one of us, virtually every one of us, a complainer. It's not doing well for our final outcome, for our total national outputs. It has always been said that when a Nigerian leaves Nigeria, he becomes super creative, super resourceful. I tell you one thing, yes, it has been said that the environment fires the gene. Yes, it can actually do that. But the other way around is that it is your thoughts that generates the electricity which powers your system, and then it gives you an emotion. The emotion becomes the magnet that pulls the kind of realities that tailor with the thoughts that electrifies your system. So if you have come to accept complaint as a way of life, as in you blaming everything on other people, and we're talking about private things that have to do with you, on other people, for example, blaming it on the economy. Okay, I am not going to give the government a pass mark or anything. No, what I'm saying that there are people who are succeeding in Nigeria big time in spite of the economy. How are they doing it? There is something you have to know about them. They are not complaining. They are focusing on empowering themselves. They are getting themselves involved in matters, content that give them a sense of empowerment, that powers their empowerment. But when you begin to complain, when you begin to blame others, anybody at all, for your experiences in life, my friend, you have taken control from yourself and you have given it to external forces. And to start with, those thoughts that somebody hasn't done something right for you to become what you want to be is an empowerment of external manipulation. All you have to do is to come to the understanding that, okay, you know what? Life can be whatever it wants to be, but I can be the difference. Okay, it's just like you have, so I like people always say, how can just me, I alone, bring about the difference in a pool of millions, hundreds of millions? But I tell you this, get me a gallon. Okay, let's leave a gallon out. Let's get me a drum of pure, clean water and give me an ink. Just a tiny bottle, let's say 5 mil of ink, and I pour it inside that drum becomes corrupted. You can't use it anymore. Okay, so why do we focus attention on the little things that spoil the entire content? It's because the little things that spoil the entire content are negative. And once they enter into a drum of purity, purity ceases to exist. Okay, now in the same way, one person can become a catalyst for change over time. I was speaking with a friend of mine. We're talking about a drum of water that is totally rancid, it's bad, it's corrupt. You put it under a tap of gushing water. and you turn on the tap of water and then you walk away. As the water is gushing up, the drum becomes an overflowing, barrel, an overflowing entity. You see filthy water, you see dirty water, but over time, as that pure water begins to gush into that thing, it clears off, and you now have pure, clean water over time. That is what positivity does for us. When you cease to complain, it may not change your situation now, but persistency is the key. Stop to complain and stop to be grateful, because it could have been worse. Okay? It could have been worse than it is now. Why don't you take advantage of the possibilities around you? Because when you begin to complain, you have blinded your eyes to possibilities lurking around you. People will come from outside the environment and take advantage of the advantages that you can see, because you have focused your attention on the negative. Let us change the way we see things. Let's begin to see our glasses half full rather than half empty. Let us begin to see ourselves as possibilities waiting to unleash. And you are not waiting for anybody to spark you up. You can start sparking yourself up now by positivity, and the right time will come with that gushing water that is pure, pouring with force into the drum of your personality. The negative water will begin to come out and overflow from the drum that is your entity, that is your body, that is your mind volume. Over time, as long as that water keeps pouring in, that clean, fresh water keeps pouring in, there will be an emptying of the negative. And then from then on, what you will see in that drum, in that mind volume, will be purity. As a man thinketh, so he is. As a man feels, so he attracts. Now, maybe we should put it in better language. As a human being thinks, so they are. As a human being feels, so they attract unto themselves. What are you going to be thinking today? What are you going to be feeling? Now, there are some ways we do our prayers over here, as I've known it. We keep saying, you should be the head and not the tail. Now, I don't know where those ones are coming from, because there are two opposites there, head and tail. Why don't you learn to focus on what you want to be and leave out what you don't want to be? This is how we create our reality, by focusing attention exclusively, laser point focus on what we desire, on what we want to be, and being blind to the things we don't want to be. So take your affirmation positive. Let it be positive all through. No negativity amongst them. What I mean by negativity is there should be nothing that you don't want to be becoming part of your affirmation. I am blessed. Life appeals to me. Health and power are my nature. I am happier today than I was yesterday. My life is better than it was yesterday. My joy is full and overflowing. Okay? Now, let your attention be all on the positive. Leave out the negative. It is sometimes, I admit, it is difficult to stay positive in the midst of negativity. But you see what? You have to be persistent. You have to be stubborn. You have to let life understand that this is what you have chosen. There will be trial, there will be tests, but you know what? Stay focused. Positivity is the gem of life. It doesn't matter how it is. I saw a photograph of a purple plant that grew on concrete crevice and it produced. It is about the desire, how badly do you want it? That change in your life that you want, how badly do you want it? Focus on it. Now listen, you might say, oh, I have tried 2 months of positivity, it hasn't worked. Don't give up. You have to ask yourself, how many months of negativity did you use to get to where you are right now? You may have to do more of that to get there. It is better you start now. The earlier is better. Thank you very much. And I know you can make it. You can do it. We are in all of this together. We move ourselves. If you don't want to think about the country, it's okay. I'm not forcing you to think about the country, but think about yourself. If 1 million people like you are thinking about becoming positive and growing in spite of the negative and the odds around us, we have 1 million positive Nigerians. And those 1 million positive Nigerians, we have people, friends that are around it that see the positivity flowing in them, and from there they begin to infest them with positivity. There is nothing as good as a team of nationals who are all positive and focused on success and not on judgment and negativity. Thank you.